Hey everyone, I'm here to do a video for you guys again. Hope you're all doing well and had a good week. This is the one I did last night that I posted on a couple pages. Got some really good response from. It is drying. It's pretty much dry, just a little bit wet still in the center. But you can see how pretty those metallics are. I did have to re-swirl that center a few times. So, but really pretty. All metallics on the black. So I'm going to be doing that for you today. But first I want to talk to you about my subscriber giveaway. I'm going to be letting you choose between these two paintings. So there is the first one. And there is the second one. So you can choose between one of those two if you win the first prize. And then I have a set of, well, not a set, but I have some trivets that I'm also going to be letting you choose from. This one is really cool. It has a color flash in it. It's called red. You can see that color flash there. It turns to pink. It says it's red color flash, but to me it looks orange. So, but anyhow, you have your choice of those, one of those three trivets, or I have a set of coasters that you could also choose. So you have 4 choices there if you win the second prize. Oh, and thank you very much for all my subscribers. I blew right past 250 and I'm almost to 300. I think I'm at 288 this morning. So thank you very much for subscribing. I really appreciate it. And hopefully we will continue to make some videos for you. And I'm also going to be giving away a piece of my snap jewelry. So I don't have that here. I left them all at work. So let's get started on this. I don't know how long this is going to take. And because I didn't record it yesterday. I was a little, of course, you always get a great result when you use a canvas that's not very good. I thought, oh, I'm just practicing, so I'm just going to use, sorry about the noise if you can hear it outside, the garbage trucks are picking up. I always say don't use a cheap canvas, but I was just experimenting. I didn't think it was going to come out good, of course, and of course it did. So that canvas is not good. I bought a package at Michael's, and I made them give me a discount because the first one in the package, I don't know if you can see right there, had a rip in the canvas. And I did tape the back of it before I poured on it, but of course it's still a big old gaping hole there. So this one's just going to be for me. I'm going to keep it for my studio. I may resin it and see if that takes care of that little cut in the canvas. But all right, today I have my painting on, I'm just doing a 12 by 12 this time. That one was a 14 by 14, but I want to go a little bit smaller. So I have it on my Lazy Susan that I have purchased at IKEA. Eventually I'm going to pour over this, so I have it covered with that press and seal just to protect it. I want to do a resin pour on it, but I haven't figured out what yet. So 12 by 12, I'm going to get that covered. My colors today are, and I will list them down below. I'm going to put this on here so I can put my paint back in the container. It's not as easy with a canvas as it is with a tile, but I definitely am saving on some paint by doing this. Really helps. Sorry about the allergies this morning. I know I can hear it in my voice. It's early here for me, and I just took my allergy pill, so hopefully it'll be kicking in here soon. All right. And I think I need to put more paint on here. Today I'm using a 12 by 12, like I said, and this is a level 2 canvas, so a little bit better canvas. And hopefully we get the same result. I'm a little nervous because I got a lot of comments on that one last night. And so hopefully I can recreate what I did yesterday. You know, there's always that, can I recreate what I did? I know it's not going to look the same, but hopefully it'll look as pretty. I mean, how can you go wrong with black and metallics, right? Okay. Got that covered. I'll put that down here. Clean up my hands and arm, because it looks like I'm getting it everywhere today. I've already spilt a cup of color today, this morning, so yeah, hopefully this goes as planned. I won't lie, I'm a little nervous. All right, got my canvas pretty well covered. I can always go and retouch it later. Make sure you guys are in. Okay, so got my black base down. That's just my regular black base, Artist Loft Flow Acrylic Black. I have Floetrol glue all and water in that to make it move better. My paints are, I have Deco Art Metallic Teal, which is that teal that just really pops in that picture, in that painting. This one is Fire Opal by Folk Art. That is really pretty, almost orangey color. And then this one is Rose Gold, and this is by Craftsmart. Now, even though we're doing kind of a Dutch pour, and I want my paints to be on the thinner side, and this is the 24 karat gold and the 14 karat gold mixed, just to tone that 24 karat gold down just a little bit. Even though you want your paints really fluid for doing a Dutch pour, you have to be careful with the metallics because they will sink. So make sure your metallics, make sure you don't want to get them as runny. You want them to have a little bit more substance to them. Make a little bit of a mound, but not a lot. Okay, so those are my 4 colors I'm using. That was gold, rose gold, fire opal, and metallic teal. All right, let's get everything out of the way. And I think I started yesterday. I've got my paint in paper cups, little Dixie paper cups, because you can squeeze them. Because I had to put the additive, the glazing medium, I just put a little bit of that in there. And then a little bit of my Floetrol and water mixture. 90% water, 10% Floetrol. Mix them up. And because they're not in squeeze bottles, it'd probably be a lot easier in squeeze bottles, but because I had to add extra medium to them, I have them in cups. So if you use the little Dixie paper cups, you can squeeze them and make a nice tight spout. Okay, so what we're gonna do first is just do a spiral. And you're gonna leave black in between your spiral. Okay, now I'm gonna do the blue or the teal, and I'm just gonna follow those same lines. Does not have to be perfect. I want to get a little bit more. I am gonna go around this with the black. Oops, I forgot to make a black cup. Gosh darn it. Anyhow, I'll make one. All right, so this is the fire opal. It's almost like a lighter copper. Okay, and then I'm gonna finish it with the rose gold. I'm not sure that this is the same order I did it in yesterday, but it doesn't really matter. Okay. Try not to drip on the outside. If you get a little bit, it's okay, but try not to do a whole bunch. Okay, so I'm gonna mix up a little bit of the black because I did not do that. I always forget that for some reason. I don't just need the colors, I need some of the black. And that's for the Dutch pour part of this. Okay, so black in the cup. I'm going to put a little bit of, I'm going to show you a little bit of the glazing medium in there. Not sure why, but I've seen it done with the Dutch pours, and I think what it does is help the paint with crazing and cracking. Okay. Alrighty, so I'm going to squeeze that cup again, and I'm going to go back in and put more black in around. What would have been, because I got kind of covered up, where the black was to begin with. Okay. I'm going to get a little bit more. You don't want to get too much paint on this canvas. You can stretch a little bit, but you have to remember you're not going to be stretching a whole lot, so you don't want to have too much on there. Okay. Now I'm going to be blowing that black over the color. So I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to be blowing, so I'm not going to be able to talk. So you're just going to have to watch me and listen to my blowing. And I'm down here almost level with the canvas because I want to make sure that I'm blowing that paint over the black over the color. Okay, what I really wanted to do was, when I started this, was to make a rose. And you can see how on the turntable, much easier to blow out if you have it on the turntable. So I realized that I probably wasn't going to get a rose, but I'll work on that later. So I'm going to go back in now, and I'm going to blow out the other way. So I was turning this way, so I'm going to turn this way. And I'm going to blow out. Okay, so that is what I've got so far. Whew, I'm a little lightheaded. Too much of the straw. You probably could do this with the airbrush, but I think you have a little bit more control with the straw. So, doesn't look anything like the finished product, huh? So this is where I went, not really pleased with the outcome. So I took my handy dandy paintbrush and I'm gonna make petals. So the first one, you need to start in the center, pull out, come around, and back in. So there's your first petal. Okay, and then, okay, I did that on the second one, but after that, you don't need to go back in the center. You're just gonna start here, pull it around the top, and back in. Because you don't wanna make, I didn't do it there, but, well, I did a little bit here. You can see where it connected there. So you don't want to do that. You want to leave those lines alone once you pull them. So just start at the top, pull it into the center. And you can already see what a difference that's making. So up, around, pull in. And I'm curving a little bit when I pull in. You could stretch that out a little bit, but as you can see, I'm already at my edges and I really don't want too much more paint to be pulling over or going over the sides. So, okay, now the decision is, do I make one big petal or do I split that into two? I think I'm just going to do one. Okay, so there's your flower. Pretty cool. I'm going to give it a little bit of a torch because I haven't done that yet. All right. And then you're just going to take your brush, end of your brush, and pull in one of the lines and then swirl. And that's your center. And I'll see how that does. I may want to go back in and re-swirl that and add a little bit of color. Right now it looks good. I'm happy with it. It could be a little bit brighter in the center, so I could add a little bit of gold. But the problem is, and this is something you can do too, is if you get too much paint in the center, which, let me see how far down. No, it's not too bad. But you can always take your syringe and push it down in the center and suck up some of that paint if you get too much in the middle. But I think it's going to look okay. And I love the effects that you get. I'm going to take you down a little bit closer. I love the effects that you get on the edges with the black. I mean, it's just gorgeous. And that rose gold, it does tend to take over. Let me show you, give you some more close up. So be careful with it. Actually, the fire opal actually took over more than the other one. This one looks like the rose gold, so I probably got more rose gold. Look at the beautiful effects back here. And that's just from running the, hopefully you guys can see that. That's just from running the paintbrush through, is you get those effects. It's almost like a leaf effect on the edges. Okay, so we did another successful one. I'm happy because that means I can recreate it. And you can do other things with this too if you want to. You could pull in, you know, in the center if you wanted to do that. I am getting some dripping. Yeah, I should have used the bigger canvas with this or not gone so big with my spiral, but that's okay. Hopefully I'll wipe the edges and not get too much of it gone off the canvas. But there you are. I will post this and I will list all the paints for you in the description box. And remember to comment on this one and just leave me a little message. You don't even really have to say much, just hi. And I'll write your name down and put you in the drawing for the subscriber giveaway. I wish I could give you guys one of my flowers. well, one of my new Dutch flowers that I've been doing, but I don't have any of those resined, so maybe on the next giveaway. And there might be another giveaway as soon as 300 because we're almost there. So there you go, guys. That's your video for this week. We'll be playing around with this some more. I want to do a white one, so I might do that next week. So take care, have a good week, and I'll see you next Tuesday. Bye-bye.